This is a Rogue Media Network production.
Back to the show. If you've been keeping up with me at any point in time, I love the village of Salado. It's one of my favorite places to go and visit, to shop. It's just my happy place. I like to refer to it. Salado Creek, of course, is iconic. And I've become aware that creek and the quality of the water in it is under threat. So we're going to take kind of a deep dive, if you will, into the situation surrounding Salado Creek. And I'm just delighted to have some of the heavy hitters with us. Of course, Tiffany Schreiner, who you've been on the show several times. And we've already kind of set up, what we're doing with this grassroots effort that you have founded. Called Save Our Creek. We're also delighted to have Jim Lassiter here with us, who is an alderman for the village of Salado. So, yes. We're going to pick your brain a little bit. And Will Larry is with us, who is the owner of Inn on the Creek, co-owner. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And so we've got several different areas we want to touch on from the standpoint of the beauty of this body of water and what it means to the village, and yet the growth that needs to come for any thriving municipality. And so, anyway, glad you guys are with me.
Good morning, Ann. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Good to have you here. Well, let's begin here. What does protecting the quality of the creek really mean in practical terms? And I think I'll start with Jim on that.
The practicality of it all is that the history of Salado really started with the creek in the early 1800s, before the railroads came, before people came except the Indians, and it has become a very it's part of the culture of Salado. It's part of its history, a big part of its history. Chisholm Trail, Stagecoach Inn, all those things that have made it famous for well over 100 years. So with respect to the creek itself, the quality of water is important, not only for the children who swim in it in the summertime. Lots of kids come there.
See them in it all the time. Yeah.
Yes, it's a wonderful scene to see, and rare to see these days. But kids swimming in a clean creek that has been swam in for generations, and grandkids swimming where their parents have said their mothers and dads and their grandpas and grandmas were in it. So it's really something that few places have to share, and we share it openly, and we love it. And as I said, it's really the backbone of Salado's history and culture. It just starts right there, and it's really a great place.
Yeah. Well, my husband and I have been happy to stay there at Inn on the Creek. And after breakfast one day, we were sitting in these beautiful chairs looking out on the creek, and it just lovely. It's just such an important part of the community. Your thoughts about?
Well, my primary thought after attending the hearing that Brad Buckley was able to arrange for our community, and then finding out that not all communities have hearings. That we've had, thankfully, leadership engaging on behalf of our community to make sure that not only is there an awareness of things that potentially need our attention, but also the opportunity to be able to make public comments and submit statements on behalf of stakeholders, so that the TCEQ board can consider that information as they go through the process of approving permits, but most importantly, structuring those permits so that protections are in place that are in line with what's necessary so that we don't deal with some of the challenges other communities with hearts like ours have had to go through. One of the concerns with the effort is if nutrient values go higher than what Mother Nature has in place, then there can be negative side effects like algae blooms and things like that. And so we don't see evidence of that. If I walk into my backyard, I see crystal clear water, and
good.
It is beautiful.
Yeah. But you want to keep it that way.
Exactly. So I think it's important to know that, we have an opportunity to be proactive. By attending that hearing, what I was most encouraged by is there is tremendous unity in our community to engage in that proactive fashion, so that, suddenly we're all becoming just a little bit more educated regarding what could happen. We are all reading up more online than we probably ever have regarding, what
you're going to know a lot more about what
nutrients mean and how can it have a negative impact. And,
sure.
So I'm actually very encouraged because of the unity that I see within our community. To me, there's a lot of reason to be very optimistic. But I think our community is focused on being good stewards. It's very important that, our culture focuses within the community of preserving the heart of that community. And Salado Creek is arguably that heart.
Yeah, for sure. Tiffany, if you would just kind of in a nutshell explain what the issue is, what the threat might be from.
I'll do my best, Ann.
Okay.
As I've shared with the folks in this room and with what we're now calling the founding guardians of Save Salado Creek, there are 6 of us. You'll meet all of them before it's all said and done. That's for sure. We all feel that we've sort of begun, as Will just said, really delving into the scientific facts that are on the table and how those translate for our precious community. When Will says nutrients, and to my understanding, it's specifically phosphorus, and what those phosphorus levels are and what they mean in terms of algae blooms and algae growing in the creek, and how that then changes the landscape of our creek banks and of our waters. So that being said, we've been in discussion with a group called the Save Salado Creek group has been in discussion with the Greater Edwards Aquifer Alliance, which is a mouthful, I know, but is lovingly referred to as GIA. And they have been instrumental in helping preserve pristine waters across our state. They are much more knowledgeable than I, for certain. And we've really feel so blessed to work alongside them at this point. Again, it's kind of like having to go to law school and environmental science doctoral level degree to really understand the nature of what's happening. But what I can tell you, Ann, is that, as Will just said, and Jim, and thank you all for being here today too, from the bottom of my heart, I come from a 7th generation Bell County family. Jim and Doris Bomer were my grandparents. And as my grandmother, used to say, I'll be darned if my kids and grandkids and these precious families that I love so much in Salado and our friends here and their kids and grandkids don't get to have the beautiful, enchanting, Mayberry-esque experiences that we've all had. And you can't do that in water that's not there or isn't safe for them. And so while we believe in conscious growth, we also believe in preserving these waters alongside that. And how can we all come together better? Salado, and you'll hear me say this a lot if you talk to me anytime now and in the future, we've been building bridges together since 1868. And that's what we plan to keep doing, metaphorically and quite literally.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I love that because you mentioned the growth, and really the bottom line is it's communities and housing communities that then that wastewater has to go somewhere, and there are natural streams, and what feeds into Salado Creek is one of them. So that's how I understand it, Jim, that it's
Yes.
construction. So from a village perspective, what's the biggest challenge then when it comes to balancing growth and protecting the environment?
Well, it has to come from regulation, and it has to come from our state legislature in terms of protecting the creek. And it also has to be important enough so that they understand it needs to be dealt with. Texas Conservation Environmental Quality, TCEQ, is in charge of that. And we believe that the standards for creeks vary by creek, not necessarily one size fits all. And Salado Creek is a very unique creek. It's actually, in terms of definition, a losing stream, not a gaining stream, meaning that most of the water comes from springs associated with water runoff. We don't have the opportunity, except in large-scale rain events, to push water through the creek and clean it up. So when there is low flow, as Salado Creek typically is, you have to be very careful about how much non or pollutant water gets in there. And the issue really is there's Central Texas is not a mystery with respect to its growth potential in the future. It's certain, it's coming, and we're not anti-growth. We're just responsible growth. That's what we want to be. And to be responsible, we need to protect our God-given assets that we have, and those are the creeks and streams across the entire state. And in some areas on the southern side of the Edwards Aquifer, they have put regulations in that we would like to see added to the northern district of the aquifer itself, upstream. Many years ago, when the southern reservoir was Edwards Reservoir was protected through the Barton Creek Edwards Aquifer Plan. The northern end of it, from Austin north, wasn't the lion's share of the reservoir itself, but more of a contribution zone to it. But it also, 20 years ago, didn't have the population growth and migration to Central Texas it now does. And Austin went from Pflugerville to Round Rock to Georgetown to Gerald, and it's coming right here. And you don't really get many chances, maybe just one, to stop environmental damage to creeks like that. It's once it's happened, it's very hard to bring them back. So we have to be ahead of it. We're just barely ahead of it at this point, and we need, with the 11 developments and 8.5 million gallons of total discharge potentially into the creek, we have to find ways to reuse that water and not just drop it into Salado Creek. So there's a myriad of options available to deal with that. But it has to be recognized that Salado's Creek is much more sensitive than many of the other streams of water that flow through Texas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Will, you mentioned Brad Buckley, who's your representative there, yes. and he's on it. So what can the people do to help raise consciousness about the issue, and you know, are there places that they can complain or voice their concerns?
If you go to the TCEQ website, you're able to see those applications. But before delving into that, I would suggest reaching out to local leadership. I mean, Bobby Whitson is our county commissioner. Brad has been very giving of his time regarding these issues to help make the science and the procedure of it seem a little less ominous. You can have a discussion with Brad or with Bobby and not necessarily feel like you're getting in over your head. That they are very good at having a conversation about how people can get involved. And I think that's very valuable to us. Some people don't get involved because it's a little intimidating, and it doesn't need to be, because we have the leaders in place that we do. So I would just encourage reading. I would also highly encourage not speaking out until you have an awareness. What we do see is, people tending to comment fervently about things that they may not have as robust an understanding of that one would hope. And so I would just encourage our community to get involved, but to get involved strategically and move forward and make statements that are factual. The last thing we would want is misinformation to paint a picture that is not accurate. And so, there have been concerns raised about us already seeing negative impacts and things of that nature. I know that a reality is there isn't as much water flow in Salado Creek as there used to be. And when I say used to be, I've owned in on the creek since 2005, so I have some history there.
Oh, yeah, 20 years, yeah.
Yeah.
21
So, so that's true, but there is still always water in the creek. It is beautiful. We hear plenty of crickets and bullfrogs, and see the deer coming down at dusk every night to get water, blue herons flying in to fish. And these are activities that, when guests come and stay at the inn or eat at one of our restaurants, it's like dinner and a show. And that dinner and a show is still there and valuable and enriching. Yeah. So, I truly am encouraged, but I think moving forward with as much science-based understanding as you can is in everyone's best interest.
Absolutely. A lot more I want to talk to the three of you about, but we need to take a break. And when we come back, we will visit some more with Tiffany and Will and Jim. Stay with us. There's more of the show ahead.
Like Alan Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Alan Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com. For You Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. For You Health. Visit foryouhealth.com today.
For anyone that's in the car buying mode or looking for a car right now or a truck, I would definitely come by Allen Samuels, get to know the people here like I have, how well I'm taking care of the dealership and how well, service and any kind of warranty issues and those sort of things. Because of the way they take care of me, it's made me a Ram driver. I said I don't think they'd want to go anywhere else if they came here.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
Welcome back to the show. There's something hopeful about planting a tree. It's one of those decisions you make today that can shape the beauty and health of our community for years and years to come. And here in Central Texas, choosing a native tree can make all the difference. The Native Plant Society of Central Texas, and I'm proudly wearing their shirt today, tells you that doing that, planting natives, is what's really important here in Central Texas. And I've got Allie Franks here with me, and her wonderful therapy dog, Pearl. It is
Pearl the Wonder Dog.
Pearl the Wonder Dog is here, and you're helping to lead this effort through the Native Plant Society of Central Texas.
Correct.
Right. So you've got a special sale going on. Is that correct? Through the
We
end
do,
of the month?
and we do one in the spring and one in the fall. Those are both great times for planting Texas native plants of certain kinds, and because our falls are typically so mild that we can plant in the fall, and that gives it time to root over winter. But in the spring, we have other plants that are really great to plant right now, and let those get it established.
Well, especially before we get into the throes of summer. And you want to get that root system going and things going well. Well, let's talk a little bit about the Tonkawa chapter of Native Plant Society. Tell me, how did you get involved with this?
That's a very good question. I much like a lot of the other people that we bring into the chapter, I was in Salado and I was sitting outside and I was talking to some new Salado transplants from New York. And they had just gotten a house and they were about to put the irrigation system in. And, me being me, I was, well, what kind of plants do you have there? And they said, that's a great question because we're looking at plants. Yeah. So now they're going to become members of our Tonkawa chapter and come to the meeting so they can learn more about the plants and come to our sale in spring, April, to come buy some plants that are more drought tolerant and appropriate
Yeah, it
for
won't
this
be
area.
anything like what they're used to in New York.
No, absolutely
I mean,
not.
it's just
It's
two
just
different worlds.
Right.
It's different worlds. And it is wonderful to have plants that can just use the available rainfall we get, and they're
Right.
just as happy as can be.
And you don't, once they get established, of course, they require a little TLC
Sure.
when you first plant them. But once they're established, they should require minimal water. And that's what's so great. Even if they're full sun, if you do it appropriately and put them in the right places, they have a much better chance than the other plants.
Well, the Native Plant Society of Texas, I mean, they're all over the state. And as
Correct.
you mentioned, the local chapter is kind of based in Salado. Is
Right.
that where
We're the Syntex chapter.
the Syntex chapter.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have these plant sales, which is really important. Do your members kind of help dig up and bring the plants to the plant sale?
We have some that do that. Some we save a lot of the milkweed seeds and pot those and sell those because a lot of people are always trying to bring in the monarchs.
Okay, I know. Well, let's talk about tropical milkweed as opposed to the native
Yeah.
milkweed, because we made that mistake. We planted the tropical milk, and I gave the seeds away to friends. And then I began to read that that's really not a great plant for the monarchs.
Right. It
It's
does
pretty,
not,
and it grows well.
It does. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I'm more successful with the tropical than I
Yeah.
am the regular because I also made that mistake. And it just is not the appropriate one for the monarch. The monarchs thrive on there's the green milkweed, there's the antelope.
Right.
There's a couple of other ones I
Mm-hmm.
don't remember how to pronounce them, but
Right.
they're different ones, and those are the appropriate ones. And unfortunately, the tropical ones are the ones that sell in the stores.
Yeah, that's where you see at the nurseries.
Right, because they grow best.
Well,
Yeah.
and they're showy. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
nice landscape plant, but I mean, if the whole idea is to do something that supports and
Right.
helps the monarchs, and if it's really not proving
It's
to
not-
be a good thing,
yeah.
that's not good. So what did draw you to the whole native plant
Oh,
idea?
I love, I love bees. I love butterflies. It's just beautiful to me. And learning more about the native plants. If you go to a place that has native plants, we have quite a few that are under the NICE program. And yes, I will have to look and see what NICE stands for. It leaves my mind right now.
Mhm.
But they carry the Texas native plants.
Mm.
A lot of them carry the Texas native plants.
And look for that, really, if
Correct.
you're shopping for plants.
Right. If you go to a place that carries plants, I find it weird that you don't see bees and butterflies and things all over the.
Should
I mean,
be.
there's a huge amount of
Yeah,
plants there,
yeah.
but you don't see any insects there.
Uh-huh.
That should be your first sign.
Yeah.
That's not. Maybe keep looking,
Mm-hmm,
kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I was at Bonnie's greenhouse recently. Saw a great big bumblebee on one of the. And of course,
Yeah.
they've gotten a huge shipment in, and everybody's just, the weather's been so nice, and you want to get out there and
Yeah.
start digging in the dirt. May still get a freeze.
We may not totally be
No.
clear, but it's hard not to.
It's hard. It's very hard not to. Saw a great big bumblebee, and he was just so happy. So yeah, I thought, well, that is, as you say, it's a very good sign. So let's talk about the native trees, because the trees is really what you're selling now through the end of the month, right? The
Correct. We're having a
24th?
separate sale for the trees, and it's prior to, so people can order them now all the way to March 24th.
I believe March 24th.
and
is what I saw.
and then they can pick them up on the 26th, and it's working out really well. They can order them online. They see the whole list of all the trees that they can order from,
And there are quite a few.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of oaks and red buds and quite a few different ones. And we did this last plant sale, and it worked out really well. And people came and picked up their trees instead of having to We will also have trees at the plant sale itself, but this works out well. We have people that are, maybe a business or residential, and they can make large orders and just
Really?
come there and pick it up and be done with it.
Okay, where's there? Where is it? We're
It
picking up?
is the.
And it is in Salado.
It is in Salado. It is behind the Salado ISD building.
Okay.
The Salado ISD admin building.
Okay.
It's a red brick building, and that's where we've done a monarch flower bed back there, and it'll be back there. That's where they come and pick up their trees.
Okay, very good. So if somebody's maybe struggling to keep a tree alive, do you have advice for them? Or
what's great is if you come to we have monthly meetings, which is the third Tuesday of every month at Barrow Brewery in Salado.
In Salado?
I mean,
it's a lovely place. Oh, yeah, Katie's been on the show a lot.
But and also, say you come to the plant sale or you're looking to buy a tree, you can go to the plant database on our website, and it will answer a lot of questions that you're having. Or if you come to the plant sale or our meetings, we have a ton of people with a lot of experience that can help provide some solutions, recommendations, and see if there's ways that you can save your plant.
Yeah. So what are some of the trees that you'll be selling in this
we have the
plant
chinkapin oak.
this
We
year?
have the Texas redbud, Mexican
They're blooming
plum.
right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That Mexican plum is really beautiful. Quite a few oaks. I bought a Mexican white oak at our sale in November, in the fall of 24, and it's already almost 13 feet tall. So,
it's doing well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the desert willow, the kidney wood trees, there's, a lot of trees that they can choose from. It just depends on what you want.
Well, and that's what's good is that you don't have to just pour tons of water.
Right.
On that. In fact, they may not like tons
Correct.
of water.
Right. Yeah. Typically, they're not, we have some that are for shade, some are full sun. So you would be able to look at the database and pull up a tree. If you have a shady spot that you want to plant, then you have, you can look from that list. Or if you have full sun, such in my backyard, we lost our big tree after the drought and the freeze and everything. We lost our big tree. So it's full sun now until our oak tree grows.
And then it's going to help you out. So I want to talk a little bit about Miss Pearl, who is here with us. Tell me about her.
She is a comfort therapy dog, and we go to schools, businesses, hospitals, wherever we're invited, churches. We do a lot of special needs. Kids, we go to crisis situations. Whenever they had the flooding down in Kerrville, we went
did
down.
you really?
We went down and our group went down to. They had a prayer group going on, and they went down to be with the people during that, and then we went down to see some of the survivors and the workers that were down there.
Yeah, they were there a long time.
They were there a long time.
Yeah.
So we just really enjoy it. Her special thing, she loves kids. So when she gets the special needs, come here, Pearl.
Okay, you want to come over here? Miss Pearl, she's a golden, I take it.
She is a rescue, so she's a golden retriever, Great Pyrenees mix.
Oh.
And she's about 3.
I was going to say she's full grown, though, so she's
Yeah.
not, I mean.
She's a lover.
She's gonna let me pet her. Oh, what a beautiful face. So did you train her to be a therapy dog? I mean, what did you do?
When we first found her, I took her to the vet to be, looked at, and he said, with her temperament and everything, he recommended I look into a program for her.
Really?
And so we did that, and girl, sit.
So her little vest says in training.
Right.
Usually I take that to mean don't pet the
Correct.
dog, don't bother with the dog at all because it's in training. But you gave me permission.
They're
so, yeah.
always in training, and it also says, "Please pet me" on this side.
Oh, okay.
So
Good.
but that was one of the things with the Go Team therapy dogs is they always say that they're in training. So we're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
But they have to go through a certification, 2-day certification. We go to police stations and bus stations and fire stations and airports and simulated assisted living facility kind of environment.
Mm-hmm.
And they just see how they respond. And so it's pretty rigorous and pretty loud and tight spots. And
in some of those facilities, there's buzzers going off and beeping of machines.
People with wheelchairs and canes
and
that are
sometimes
poking
folks
them.
I can't hear, so they sort of yell.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things happening, but they have proved through research how just petting a dog can lower your blood pressure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went to a school not too long ago. They had a staff member pass away, so we got a last-minute call to go up and visit with the rest of the staff and just let the dogs, let the people love on the dogs.
Yeah. I don't really understand it, but it is a thing. It is a real thing. And how long have you been doing this with Pearl? You said she's about 3 years old.
Yeah, we started a little over 2 years ago.
Okay, so you've been doing this.
She's
while.
got her 2-year badges.
Oh. Had you ever done this with a dog before?
I had not. We had a golden retriever before, and I wanted to, but I was still working, and so it just the cards didn't fall in place. But once we got her, I had retired, and so it just worked out well.
Yeah. Have you really seen a change? And so, is there an incident you can think of where?
When we did the Kerrville,
really,
it was really
well. The
great.
trauma was so horrific,
and the people we met, it was just they loved on her and they talked about what they were going through.
Yeah,
and it's just heart-wrenching and gave you hope at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, she's beautiful, and I'm just so happy you could bring her here today.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, love having you here, and you brought these shirts.
Yes.
So I've got my husband and I are members of this. You said Tonkawa. I've always pronounced it Tonkawa, but
right. Yeah.
Anyway,
potato.
Exactly. It's a Native American, put it that way. But yeah, here's the shirt, and that's
one of our main focuses for the NPSOT, Native Plant Society of Texas. And so that's one of our things is to educate the schools, the people on the native plants. And if we can get to kids in schools, like we're doing flower beds in different
many schools do have those environmental gardens,
and the kids
them how
learn
to grow
about the bugs
and
the
stuff.
bees and what good are they and how important it is, because if we don't have the pollinators, we don't have crops and food.
And getting those perennials in, things that are going to come back year after year, and see the whole process of, well, in the winter it's going to die back and it's going to look pretty awful,
right?
And then we clean things up, and here we go.
Yeah.
And of course, the local chapter is also involved with the Save Our Creek, the Salado Creek that we've been telling you about the last few days here on the show. So yes, I've got all kinds of T-shirts.
I know
for when I'm able to dig in the dirt and get some things going. But again, your native trees right now, folks can go online and order.
Correct.
So how do they do that again?
The NPSOT, syntex.org is where they can go and look at. You'll see a link to go to their trees, and you can look and see and order, and you can see what trees are what, and you can read more about them. See if that's the tree that you're looking for.
And so you can place that order and through the 24th of March, and then pick it up on the 26th.
Correct.
They're in Salado, behind the School Admin building. And then your regular plant sale is going to be in April, correct?
Yes.
Did I tell you that? Did I say that wrong?
It is March 28th and 29th.
Oh, okay, so it's the end of is your regular sale.
Correct.
Okay, and
Yeah,
that's
9
all
to
kinds
4.
of wonderful plants like red yucca. I mean,
It,
all
yeah,
kinds of things that will
right.
be in
Turk's
pots.
caps. My favorites: Turk's caps, mealy blue sage, and blue mist flower.
Yeah, yeah.
White
Greg's
mist
blue
flower.
mist is great.
Oh my gosh,
The butterflies love
it
it.
is. You'll see. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
Well, and I have in the past when Linda Griffith has been on the show, she brought me a Thrallus one time, and mine is just going
Yes,
great.
yellow.
I've gotten several wonderful Texas natives that are beautiful in my garden. So appreciate the work you do. It's so important.
It's fun. It is
because
very
water,
rewarding.
Water is a limited resource. I mean, it is something we've got to have to survive.
It is.
And if our yards can still be beautiful and maybe not demand as much water poured on it, then so much the
Right.
better.
And everybody realizes it is a commitment.
Yeah.
To change. If everybody wants the green yard, but if you switch it over, it can be beautiful and you don't have to use so much water.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
Wonderful.
important.
Allie, thank you so much. And Pearl, appreciate the work you're doing. What important work.
She says, I'm going to go play.
Yeah, she said, I've been a good girl this whole time now, Mom. What can we do next? And do I have a treat waiting for me? So very good. Thank you, Allie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Come to the plant sale.
Is evolving. Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
For over 2 decades, I've come to Allen Samuel's shop, especially for trucks, because I've been very satisfied with the performance of those trucks. I think the strengths of Allen Samuel's is obviously in their customer service and obviously taking care of your vehicle after the sale.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Earning an online certification is a quick and convenient way to gain industry-recognized credentials. Select your ACLS course. Print your ACLS certificate. You can print your certification wallet card. aclsnow.com.
Our patented handles were launched in 2018. We continue to push the boundaries of strength training. Join us in making your training more natural and effective. Visit Engels90.com to learn more and revolutionize your workout.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
And we're back with Tiffany and Will and Jim as we're talking about Save Salado Creek. This is a grassroots effort that is going on in Salado out of concerns that Salado Creek, which runs through that beautiful village, could be under some threat because of construction and wastewater pouring into it, or just all the things. So what the community, Tiffany, you want to see happen through this organization to bring people together to look at the issues and become informed. It seems like that's the primary thing.
Sure. Yeah, I would say at this stage of the game, number one, become informed. And one of the number one ways you can do that is, yes, having conversations with Mr. Whitson and Mr. Buckley, as Will was just highlighting for us. And also come to some of our meetings where the Salado Historical Society is generously offering an educational meeting on March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd, that evening, I believe. And then on March 5th, we'll be at the museum in Salado there across from Stagecoach. Some, for lack of a better description, I'm calling them water gurus. The water gurus of Baylor University are coming to educate us there at the museum on the evening of the 5th at the museum. So there's a lot of, in-person education that you can come and get your Q&A clarity, and those are in partnership with Save Salado Creek. We now have a website. It's savesaladocreek.org. Without these brilliant women that I've been working with at the helm, this would not be happening so swiftly and so beautifully, and with such organization and heart and meticulous soul effort, really. We have such a beautiful team that is organically formed so quickly, and I know that's one because of the skill set and brilliance of these women, but it's also because of the heart of this mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of opportunities for people to learn more. Tiffany, you made the comment about building bridges together since 1868 as a guiding idea. So I want to turn to Jim. What do you think that looks like in real life, especially if people don't necessarily agree?
Will you ask that a question again,
Okay, our motto, right, is what we're saying. Building bridges together since 1868. I just suspicion as an alderman you've seen a lot of disputes.
A few.
lot of disagreements.
Daily.
So but just your thoughts on this expression as a guiding idea going forward, especially as it relates to the quality of the water in Salado Creek.
I need to think about that.
Okay.
I need to think. I'm not sure I'm settled in on an answer, so you can.
That's fine. That's fine. So I guess how we can move away from division to collaboration on whatever the topic is, whatever the subject is.
Well, okay, you ready to go? You ready to go? I think the answer to the question is, well, it's complex. And I don't have that much time to get into the weeds on it, but I would say you have to have the grassroots group, which starts it, which makes the local representatives, appointees or elected officials responsible and hold them accountable from a local standpoint. You have to have the county support behind that with the resources it has. And then we have to have the state support. All three of those entities have to work in the same general direction, but with different angles to that to get the process done. The goal is to get TCEQ to recognize that, as I said earlier, standards for streams without recognizance of the quality and the difference of each one is not very useful, in particularly in the cases of pristine, smaller creeks like Salado. You can put more phosphorus in flowing rivers like the San Gabriel or the Colorado than you can Salado because it doesn't move as much water.
Right.
And what we don't want to see, which will happen in time, and not maybe 10, maybe 20 years from now, maybe less, that if we don't get the regulatory help to slow this down and figure out better ways to use effluent like reuse and irrigation of common areas and things like that. And even though even though that can be more expensive, what's the expense of losing the streams and and rivers of our great state. I mean, to me, it is a cost that has to be passed on. The developers have to be responsible for it on the front end. And then from that standpoint further, the rest of us will, in effect, be paying for that as well. But it starts there. When a developer gets a permit to develop, the standards of where they're going to discharge is extremely important. And as a TCEQ is the sole authority. And if we don't, if we can't move them in a direction of being more stringent with respect to their permits, then the streams and rivers of Texas will lose. And we will lose a lot in terms of the quality of what we have. And by the way, I mean, water is the king these days.
Oh, in Texas.
Love oil, and it's been great for this state, but water is absolutely critical to the vitality of this state continuing forward, particularly with all the migration coming into this state from other places in the country that maybe didn't manage their resources as well as we hope we do.
Well, and you well said, there are not a lot of chances to get it right.
No, that's exactly right.
It needs to be done. Will, you're kind of in the business of helping people make beautiful memories. And so tell me how preserving the creek is really also preserving that aspect, preserving memories that people will make.
Well, I can use a very recent example. This past weekend, there was a young man who proposed to a young woman down by Salado Creek.
Oh.
And so you're absolutely on point. With that individual experience, they will never forget that. I would wager they probably, on anniversaries at some point, will want to revisit that pristine spot where the blue heron flew down and the cranes were in the background and the deer were walking by. We want them to be able to have anniversaries like that. And because of the formation of the organization by Tiffany and our other friends and neighbors, there's a high likelihood that that will be the case. So my hope is that we can strategically move forward with our friends and neighbors to educate ourselves so that we can continue offering couples like that a memory to revisit physically, where they will not see that things are different, that the most memorable aspects of that engagement are still there. Mother Nature is still there. The culture is still there. We know we're going to grow, but even with the growth around us, when you walk down a path and sit down on some of the stone banks of Salado Creek, you are enveloped by a white noise, a sound of running water, the sound of leaves, rustling in the trees, birds chirping. All of that is still going to be there because we're being proactive. So how beautiful is that?
Oh, you paint such a beautiful picture. I'm thinking, depending on where you are on the creek, you might hear a golfer yelling 4. Just so much about that community. I love it. Tiffany, you've spoken about legacy. What does it mean to be good stewards of this wonderful place?
There are so many aspects to that, Anne. I'll do my best here. I think to be a good steward for me and for the group of women that I'm so honored to work alongside, it means to be truly devoted to this cause. And there are many ways to get involved, one of which is hop on SaveSaladoCreek.org. There it is.
There it is. See, we got a QR code right there for you. So, yeah.
And learn more about how you can volunteer and donate to the cause. There will be legal fees likely involved in all of this. And by coming to the meetings, like the one being held at the museum there across from Stagecoach on March 5th, I think, those are great ways to become a steward. I think that if you have a specific skill set or talent or gift that you would like to give to this mission and cause, we would love to have you. I mean, we've got everything from publicity to arts events to educational events along the creek that are already brewing up. Salado ISD is coming alongside us beautifully.
Good.
We've got, this isn't necessarily directly creek related, but it's certainly arts and history related, which to me is also the heartbeat of Salado, right in line with the creek. They work synergistically together so beautifully. Our artist community and our historical preservation community, and now our creek preservation community, all together. We've got the Augustus McCrae sculpture there now on Main Street as a new addition.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of call him the lovely male ambassador sculpture of Salado.
That's right.
While we've got Serena, who's been there for a long time, our mermaid sculpture. And that said, folks like the Barclay family who donated that sculpture, folks like Troy and Vicki Kelly who donated Serena's sculpture, all of those things feed into who we are as stewards of our community, who we are as stewards of Salado, and certainly the creek.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I love Salado. I've said it so many times, and love the people there and appreciate so much the efforts that you're putting into preserving the quality of Salado Creek and the beauty of that wonderful village. Thank you so much. We'll be talking more in the coming days about Save Our Salado Creek. This is Building Bridges Together since 1868 is the motto, and thank you all so much.
Ann.
Stay with us. There is more of the show ahead.
Automation, data analytics, and AI are reshaping what finance teams do every single day. The best way to predict the future of finance is to be ready for it. If you want a head start, check out 365 Financial Analyst.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
Enjoy a quiet atmosphere with beautiful river views at the Brazos Landing, located in Waco along the Brazos River across from McLean Stadium. Enjoy homemade dishes like shrimp and grits, chicken piccata, braised short ribs, prime New York steaks, and more. Plus, enjoy a delicious dessert like creme brulee or key lime pie. Open for lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Brazos Landing in Waco, the only place where I-35 and the Brazos River meet.
If I had somebody that was looking for a car, I would definitely recommend Allen Samuels. The trust that I have, the care that they take, they genuinely want to take care of you. They really ask for your feedback when you go to the support department to make sure they're taking care of you in every way possible. So I really appreciate that they listen to your feedback.
Like Allen Samuels always said, Waco has a lot to offer, and so do we at Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat. Come by, let's be friends.
Apollo Neuro is a new kind of wearable that helps your body recover from stress, that helps you calm down and feel better. You sleep better, and you can get back to being yourself. Learn more at apolloneuro.com.
I had a panic moment running my hands through my hair, and that's when I found Keeps. Keeps gave me the results that I was really looking for.
I definitely felt a lot more confident once I saw my hair coming back.
Keeps has given me the control of my hair back.
Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
It's not just a glove, it's a 44 Pro. Crafted with dedication, made for performance, and built to last. Get your custom glove today at 44pro.com and experience the 44 Pro difference. That's 44pro.com, 44 Pro.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.